Hi, I love you, and I appreciate the opportunity to have these moments with you this day where I share with you what I believe you are, what I believe you look like, and what you have the capacity of to do, to be, to become, and do the things you want to do rather than be told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, being in the employment of someone else. I suggest to you that money is no more the gauge of success, and money will no more keep you from doing what you want to do. Because you're the creator. And if you're the creator, you can create. Create money? Well, that's a system of thought. Or you can think you into prosperity, some level of. How are you defining it? You see, are you willing to redefine success? Are you willing to redefine what you are, who you are, who you have the capacity of to serve no more another image of? Will you come into the place, the holy place, of sacred theology, not again of being another, but being who you are? And I suggest this is a picture of who you are. This is a picture of who you're going to be. This is one picture of your capacity to think a new thought and to live a new lie, not again. Are you willing to tell the truth to you? Are you willing to conceive a manner of faith, not again, to be the face of God against the face of God, but somebody else? The face of God worshiping it? Or will your face come into view now, not defeated by your faith to be told to worship it? I suggest we're coming in to a new land, the land of opportunity, the moment of creation. The moment of creation where we begin even now, this day, today, in ignorance, learning our angelic manner, our angelicness, our angelic origin, our angelic capacity to heal, be, do, roam the earth, looking for who you may heal, who you may talk to like this. What are you willing to communicate with? Remember, I think I showed you this picture, a couple of these pictures yesterday. We're coming into a new thought land. Not we're coming into the intangible me land. Me that's you. Me that's the creator. Me that's creating creators in the stream of one. One love, that makes all equal with the stream, streaming through you, the capacity of love to heal it, mature it, and birth it again as you, so that you walk the earth doing the miracles too, that you become it. You see, there's a progression. There's a progression in knowing Christ to become it. There's a progression. There's a progression to learn who you are. Remember, Jesus said at one point, as he was with some other folks, I have much to say to you, but you cannot now bear it. You see, their mind wasn't ready to receive. Their mind wasn't ready to conceive the seed of truth that the Word was, that Jesus had the capacity then to give them, because he had birthed his seed and was on the earth as an angel, as a God, as a man, as a consciousness. Are you willing to no longer see Jesus in the flesh as your God? Are you willing to see what he did? Are you willing to see what he became? Are you willing to see the mind that he possessed? But the mind that he grew. He grew the mind of God. He grew. He progressed. He learned in the things that he suffered. He learned just like we learn. He was a common man. Deity? I suggest you are. You are royal. You are regal. You are powerful. You are lovely. And you, my friend, are no longer constricted by what goes on inside your head that torments you day and night, or tells you you need to do this or that, or that you are under the authority, or that you came from a rib of a man. Bullshit. I'm telling you, the story got turned upside down. The story convoluted. The story got controlled. I remember one day walking into a seminar in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma, years ago. And on a big screen, they had projected a slide that said this, as people came in and were sitting down. Freedom of the press. And underneath in small letters it said, he who has the press has the freedom. I thought about that moment. I read that many, many times. You, my friend, are not shut up anymore or shut out of your kingdom by those who have a press, a vice grip around your mind. The words that have created images to you that link you and chain you to ideas of a sovereign being another and not you. You see, to be born again, to become a new creation, you're creating life anew. And how do you do it? How do you become born again? Certainly not by saying a little one-sentence prayer. A sinner's prayer? Forget it. I am redefining life to you, my friend. The life that you can live because of the life you are. Seeing now in a different light, in a light that no more controls you, for you are the light of the world. You, my friend, woman, no matter how badly you've been put down, debased, abused, you didn't come from a rib from a man. There's more to the story. There's so much more to the story. There's more to every parable than what you've been taught. There's more to the words in red that Jesus gave us. And Jesus, I suggest to you, is our pattern. Our pattern. Not our Redeemer, not our soon-coming King. Jesus was the firstborn of many to become what he became. I wrote this. I wrote this because I was this. I became this. I was simply one person who began to learn that God, whatever God is, whatever God was, whatever name you want to call God, source, universe, would teach me. And I was no longer dependent on the books of man that told me what to think, told me how to think, told me how to wear my hair, how long it should be, and how shameful it is to do this, that, or the other. My friend, if you're bi, gay, straight, you don't even know what gender you are or what gender you prefer. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Not in the kingdom of God, for you are it. It is you are, I am. You see, we've been taught the great I am is something else. And we've continued the sovereignty of the lie having power over us because we believed it. Just like the story of an elephant who is trained maybe from a baby that she can't pull out the stop out of the ground, so it holds it in place. But we're no longer that. We're pulling out a lot of stobs, and we're pulling out a lot of things that have held us in place. How? This is the best part. How do we right our way out of hell? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the idea of healing your torment? Healing the repetition of phrases that abuse you in your mind, that you, with your own energy, repeat day after day to exhibit the pattern of influence, the pattern of behavior, to act out the life that destroys you. I suggest to you, we're coming into a new age, a new land, a new beginning. And we lay hold of it. The kingdom of heaven. One Bible says, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. So you can see how some may construe that to want armament, guns, bombs, tanks, swords, things that will kill people and destroy them, conquer them. But my friend, our war is not with flesh and blood. Any war that exists is the war with ignorance, the war that exists in your mind, the war that defeats you day after day while you wear the example of truth, not, but you've written into your genetic code the words that define a kingdom that you come to after you die. So you live this life in separation, competing with each other, seeking to have income, a retirement plan, house on a lake and a boat, or maybe just enough food to eat. Freedom from oppression, freedom from abuse, health, to simply be a whole day without pain. I suggest, friends, the answer to all the ills and the maladies of this world, they are no farther away from you than your breath. And your breath holds the key. Your breath to a marriage, not a man. To an idea, the key is you. And how you think to give you life in this manner. And I suggest to you, it's all changing now. Because you're beginning to see who you are. You're beginning to feel your capacity within you. You're beginning to see you were never made separate from God. We were never meant to worship God. We were never meant to obey God. We were never meant to have an image of God at all. An image that comes from our words. Words that we have been given all our life, that God is sacred, God is holy, God is other. God made the world. God made you. God did this. God is all-powerful, omniscient, omnipotent, and mighty. And we're told we are worms on the ground, and our righteousness is as filthy rags. My friend, I'm asking you to be the Esther to come before the King. Both of you the same one. You're Esther, and you're the King judging you. You're Esther coming before the King with courage, guts, and humility, interceding with the King, the decision maker, for your people. This is where it begins. It begins day by day. No longer in the galley of confusion or the gutter of mankind's thinking. It begins with the humility of one to come as a child and say, okay, God, I think there's more to the story. Whether your name is God, Ralph, or Betty Sue. Here's my heart. Teach me. Flow me the words. Let me understand the process of writing, giving birth to the Word, birthing the Word in you first to begin to see who you really are. And you, my friend, man and woman, look a whole lot like this. Or tell me now, maybe you have a better idea of what we actually look like when we look like light, when we begin to see that we are not constrained by passion, passionate sex, passionate gender, passionate non-molecularism. What do we look like when we take our flesh off? Or are you willing to see yours without you? without your flesh, to see the real you. And these pictures are picturing something not unlike the process that others have given you, painting pictures of all the Bible stories and the stories of how to conquer and how to control, how to compete, how to make money, how to get in your friend's wallet, how to be fraudulent, how to be insidious, and be praised for it because he who has the most wins. My beauty is coming in to be seen. My beauty that is one, the one of the consciousness of one, the capacity of the consciousness that Christ is, healing the leper, healing Lazarus, even telling the fishermen to cast their net on the other side. I suggest there's a school now to hear God directly for you. Whatever you call God. Whether you wear a turban, whether you wear a burqa, or whether you wear a surfboard around your neck with sandals, with a long beard and long hair. I'm telling you, your capacity is Christ to be Christ. The anointed Messiah, who finally arrives at the point to be willing as a little child to flow the first person words of God in the operation of the new covenant. And the new covenant creates your crown. The new covenant creates your crown of life. The crown of life no longer controlled by your neurons, no longer controlled by the mask, the veil of affliction, the veil of abuse, the veil of power and authority of someone else over you. You have the power to vanquish every authority over you. You have the authority to heal you. And no one can take that authority from you but you. So other people are all the time telling you what you can do and what you can't do and what you can think and how to think. That's the devil. They're the devil. They're the Antichrist. Anybody who does not give you Christ is the Antichrist. Even you. The question is, will you birth the Christ in you? That is you. That forms you to be becoming this now. No longer limited to the flesh. Becoming the one in light, in flight, in beholdenment of who you really are. The path is laid out to you this day, this way. I have shown you many pictures, made many videos, and over 1,000 recordings to help you see who you are. My name is Theodore Cottingham, a simple guy in Eureka Springs. And I love you. I can say that completely and truthfully because I have learned to live love. I'm learning still to live love. I'm in the school of me. I lead the school of me, and it's a school for people willing to create the school they go through. Are you willing to create the school you go through by you writing the curriculum? God will teach you. And what God is, you will learn. Day one, not to fear God anymore. but to come into his presence not, but hers. Because we think of gender, him, male, not having a womb. But you, my friend, are restricted to that thinking no more. Because the Word is the seed. Remember the parable of Jesus? The Word is the seed. The seed is watered. How is the seed watered? By the Word. The Word of the living truth source before God ever existed as a thing, an entity. Before time began. Source, energy, truth. Okay? Set. Source, energy, truth. SETI, source, energy, truth. Instantly see it. See something happening and have fun. And begin to have fun. Where your ego and your soul no longer drive you. Be no longer driven to serve God. Be no longer driven out in the desert of public opinion or even commanding yours. Commanding your thinking apparatus. I command you to do this. I command me to do this. I command. Wait a minute. We're not looking for the culpable. We're looking for the surrendered. The surrendered. To say, here I am. Write your laws upon me. Give me a heart of flesh instead of stone. If I ask for a fish, will you give me a stone? Will you turn my heart of stone into flesh? Will you meet my needs? My friend, when you begin to come as a child, it's not prosperity you are seeking. When you come as a child, you come in humility. You don't come with condemnation. And you don't come putting up encyclopedias between you and the teacher, because the teacher is inside of you. The only way you can get rid of the teacher that will teach you about original source energy, truth, light of the world being it, that you are, the real you, is to have no image before you. The only way to get over this is to begin to see and be humble enough to write. Be humble enough to see that words control you no more, but words create you. Well, if words create us and we have the power of choice, let's choose very wisely what words we are willing to listen to so that we no longer conform ourselves to those who want to control us. Christ is a progression. Christ is not Christian. Christ is not a manifestation of somebody else's glory in your life. It's yours. And you have the ability. You have the capacity. I'm talking to you women. I'm talking to you men. I'm talking to children. I'm talking to every race, tribe, and tongue all over this world and farther. You, my friend, can created be by all of this world's stuff, its theories and its controllers, and you can live the life of their lie, where you fulfill, where you are creating what they tell you you are, what these books, what these Bibles, and tell you how to live. and you can live beneath your privilege. But I'm telling you, I am standing in the gap. And who am I? I'm a little old guy in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. But I know what the truth is of what you really look like. When you take your flesh off, when you look in the mirror at the real you, you're not going to be looking at somebody who's afraid of other people or afraid of their threats and their guns and their bombs. You see, everybody starts out how? With an idea, with the motivation, light. Letting your neurons and the patterns of light that control you and produce your own thinking, your reality of who you are, no longer control you. So you begin to open up to the idea, the stream of light that no more conquers you, but frees you. Frees you. Frees you to be it. So you start out. You start at the table of one. And you may start today thinking, I'm going to talk to God and ask God. I'm not God, but God will teach me. But if you come as a child and let what I'm calling God, the God of light, source, and truth, everlasting love, redefining love, the embodiment of love, creates love to be the same love equal with the one mind of it being it. If you're willing to come, that which you are even seeking in a level of separateness to teach you will begin to teach you you're not separate. And what happens? You begin to merge. You begin to merge and become the same one. This is the marriage of the Lamb. The marriage of the Lamb. We're learning to be taught by that which is true, real. And we may come together, but it's no longer looking at someone else, no longer looking for the Redeemer, no longer looking for the Messiah, but coming to the realization you are it. The I am is I am. Rags to riches story? Rags to riches? Horatio Alger stories? Well, this is Peaches. And if you haven't met Peaches before, this is little Peach. Peaches Cottingham. Okay. I'm recording, Peach. I'm sharing my heart, and I hope you're beginning to see light, love, and peace. I hope you're beginning to see a different story. You're not powerless. You're not powerless. Okay, come on. You want to get in the picture? You see, folks, let's have a little fun. It's no longer about the religious in their robes. It's no longer about a soon-coming king that you have to worship a certain protocol of. Okay, Peach. All this sacred stuff. The conforming of your life to the words of another will no longer control you if you're around me. Me? Who am I? Am I a flesh man? Or am I the consciousness of Christ? I have learned to love love, and love has taught me who I am. That I am this. that I, a man, have a womb. And the seed that I implant in my womb is dependent upon me, because I choose my words and I choose the words that affect me. And the words that have now fashioned my life are the words I have written in school day after day, the school of me. For several years, I wrote in the downtown Cathedral, Trinity Episcopal Church, where I began to spend 4 hours a day because I was serious. I wanted to know God. I no longer wanted to know about God. And when you want to know you, not just about you, not just what you read in the psychology books, not just you read in the self-help, no longer just listening to people who don't know who they are tell you who you are. I'm asking you to come and be Esther and come before the King. The King that denies your place no more because of the progression where you learn to write and become something new, a new creation, born of light, in light, no longer powerless, sitting in a pew, hoping your Messiah will come. So there's all these pictures, and I have several hundred. That's a part of my path that I share at times. And I ask you to no more be conquered by you, because you have the capacity to create. You have the capacity and the power and the authority to control you. Please don't do it by other people's words who want to restrict you, restrict your authority, and tell you you must obey them. Obey a preacher, obey a book, obey a priest, obey anything. The cosmos is ours. And the priesthood is free from the law of other. The new covenant creates the new covenant in those who will be it, who begin to live it, who begin to see there's an energy of a different picture where we're no longer just worshiping another, but in humility begin to channel God. Begin to channel God. To pick up your pen and let God teach you directly, whether you call it channeling or not, whether you're calling it flowing the prophetic or not. I'm asking you to learn to clothe your words in religious jargon no more. See source. See the source of all energy, truth, and peace that existed as one mind before the world seemed to exist in duality. Because the way the world seems will no more conquer you if you're willing to live love instead of law. If you're willing to learn to love love. Learning to love every person equally of every tribe and tongue. Learning to love those who are so ignorant, who want to condemn you, spit on you, leave abusive comments on your YouTube channel. We all have to grow up. It's a progression. So this is my message to you this day, this way. I hope this has helped you this day see the real you, so that you are not diminished by looking in your mirror, that you no longer confuse the flesh you with the real you. the real you, regal and royal, with the capacity to learn, to recreate you again by the living word is coming into play. We are no longer isolated, and we are no longer worshiping a central figure. The paradigm of power is to realize the power, your authority, is rising up if you're willing to receive it, where you begin to learn whether you are isolated riding by yourself or you're a whole group of people learning to share in a school, learning that the energy of light, love, and peace will no longer constrict you, my friend. Learn that there's another way, and the day is here for you to see your power. And be not powerless again, no matter whether you have ambulatory problems, whether you're on a breathing machine in a hospital or not. I speak to you this day with power, grace, might, and beauty for you to be the regal, royal you. I ask you to change something in your head. A thought mechanism, a neuron, an axon hillock. I'm asking you to no more defeat you in your mirror with the words that control your thinking, that give you pictures of images that become idols that we sacrifice our life to. We're coming out because we begin to know where we are. We begin to know who we are and what our capacity is. So a whole lot of things are changing, folks. And there's the life of love now is coming, progressing, becoming the born again. And when you become born again, you're not limited to this molecular life. We will be simple people of every nation, tribe, and tongue, rising up now, writing, and now ascending. It's no longer ascending to his place or God's place. It's ascending. It's birthing the new birth to be just like we really are. And we, my friend, are not powerless anymore. And this is my message. And when you become the completion of the Christ, you are the creation of you that no longer constricts you or controls you to have torment other. It's at that moment, and it's progressive, we begin to know who we are and heal each other day by day. Knowing healing of this land is coming forth by the leaders who once were maybe little old men, little old women, decrepit. But lovers of love. And all of a sudden, they begin to walk in their power, and we, who are one, the one mind of the King, become the King. The King does not anoint you to be other than the King. The King of Kings, the kings. The collective of the kings is the King of Kings, the collective mind of God. The mind of God is no more serving the image of another. Have no God before you this day. Be in love with you and let God teach you directly. Let love teach you. Let source teach you. Not even feeling it necessary to use the word God, but letting that word no longer defeat you in realizing it's more than a concept, and let it control you no more. I go now. I love you. I hope whatever you're doing this day, that you shine in light, knowing your power. And no matter what feebleness you seem to experience, I ask you to be the creator of the creation of you, creating you all over again, to know who you are and become it. See, aren't pictures powerful? Little stories are powerful. Pictures are powerful. They create, and you're the creator. Now create the one that is you, and do the things that Jesus did in love, knowing who you are. You're beautiful, powerful, and no one has authority over you. Good day. Thank you again for letting me share with you this day, this way, this time. I pray to you to be the regal royal. Be the Esther, be the king. Be the redeemer, be the judge of you. There's no other one that will condemn you. Not with any authority, for no one has authority over you. Live in the authority that you breathe, that you possess, that you exercise, that you initiate, that you become. And change a nation. Change the planet. I love you. My name is Theodore Cottingham with the School of Me in Eureka Springs. You can write me. Literally, you can write me. Write your questions or whatever you feel to. If you want to write me, you can write me at Box 34. Pick up your pen. Pick up your pen every day and write. Write to me. Write to God. Write to the blogosphere. But begin to let the power of love flow through you, where love will teach you directly. On the web, I'm at theschoolofme.com. I invite you to come subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the email list, and to being a student if you like. My name is Love in Two Shoes for you who will wear it too, the crown of one. I love you. Thank you again. Theodore, over and out for now. Let's go play. Create the real you. And let no one take your joy from you this day. Thank you. Good day.